fellow plant addicts. So today I just want to do a quick little video about something that probably most people have done and will do. Kill plants, right? As a plant owner, you're eventually or already have killed probably numerous plants. And over the years, I have killed a fair share of my plants, but what you want to do from that is learn from it and remember what you did and what you think you did wrong so that you won't do it anymore. Because as you know, a lot of plants don't come cheap, and even if it did, it still kind of sucks. It hurts to see your plant slowly fizzling and wilting away. So I just want to show you some plants that I have basically killed, or they're really on their way out. Right, to get started is this sad looking pot of succulents. I got this succulent in spring of this year, and it did pretty well for about a month or two, and eventually it was going. Like, I don't know if I just shocked it from really inconsistent watering or something like that, but basically this is a sedum, or was a sedum I should say, and the variety is called Transvaal Drakensberg. Super cool. I'll insert an image that I posted on my Instagram of when it was in its full glory, but unfortunately it really just wasn't gonna make it, and I could tell, like, I was just dying from the bottom. Like, the leaves were slowly just fizzling away from the inside, and I tried to clean it off. I think I got a little bit of an aphid infestation, and yeah. But you know, when it comes to succulents, and it'll be a trend with a lot of these plants that I'm going to be talking about in this video, succulents are actually not as easy as most people would think, because when they are really just inconsistently watered, especially the more finicky ones, they will get really pissed at you and just die eventually. So moving on, let's just try to forget about her. I literally kept this dried out succulent for this video for several months, just to show you that, you know what, it happens. And I feel like sedums are more prone to doing this when it comes to the succulent world. Right, so moving on. Oh, it's another sad one here. I don't know what, honestly, I really don't know what happened to this one. And the ridiculous part is, like, it happened to all of it. I got a pot of it that happened to have multiple cuttings, and I divided it up into three, actually. I gave one to my neighbor. I think I've talked about her before. I got her into houseplants a while back. I don't know how hers is doing, but eventually all of mine that I kept just started to fizzle out. I got this at the same time as the Transvaal Drakensberg sedum, and basically it's like a similar thing that happened. Like, it just eventually just fizzled out. A couple weeks ago it looked still slightly better, but even though it looks slightly better, like this last bit of growth here, as soon as you touch it, it would just drop. Of course, it doesn't want to do that for me now once I'm trying to talk about it. I might try to save that one little bit. So this is a Kalanchoe, or Kalanchoe pumila, and it was beautiful. It was this icy, powdery green, and it produces these really nice, delicate pinkish purple flowers. I'll also post insert an image of it when it was in its full glory. But you see, I bought both of these succulents when they were about to, or when they were in flower, and maybe that was another reason why they did not do well to adjusting to their new environment or something like that. But also, I also got, you know, it in late winter, early spring. So I think what happened was also, like, it's all a combination of things usually, right? It was used to the lower light levels of winter, and then when spring rolled around, I don't know if you guys know, our Canadian springs are psychotic, okay? It will go from -5, -10 to well above 0 within a day. Just up and down, up and down. But also the light levels, the daylight hours, shifts quite significantly, right? And then the sunlight becomes way more intense quite fast. So I think the succulents were used to the more dimmer, more, just less intense winter sunlight right next to the window. And then once that extreme frying sunlight came in, they were like, we're not having it. So that's another one in my plant graveyard. Kalanchoe pamela. Very unfortunate. Now you see what I mean. They're all succulents so far. And actually I think in this video, what I'm like for physical evidence, they're all gonna be succulents, to be honest. Moving on. Again, I got it around the same time. Actually, this one was about at least a month later. So spring was really just around the corner, kind of, not so much. But this is it was my beautiful, I wish I took a picture of it, it's so ridiculous. It was so full, it was growing amazingly. Like, it was still, you can still see some of the remnants of this new growth, but when I first got this string of dolphins, or Senecio, how do you pronounce the second word for it? Peregrinus? Basically, it was great. Like, it was doing great. Like, this is the main stem that it came with, and ironically, the main stem still kept all its little dolphins and hasn't died yet. But most of the new growth that happened really fast, like it was growing so fast. It was growing like an inch or 2 a week at least, and then it just like completely deflated. It was just like, and I think this one, I'm pretty sure I messed up with the watering. It dried out too much, and then I shocked it when I watered it, and then it might have gotten some root rot. It might have gotten some fungal disease on the roots because of the root rot, and then eventually it just started rotting from the new growth tips upwards, and it's still kind of doing that. I got some really pathetic new growth here. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it also has like some kind of pest that I can't seem to identify. But other than that, it's a very sad situation. I'm sad about it because it was looking so beautiful. It was looking so full. It was really good. I was going really well, and then next thing you know, it just completely pooped out on me. Moving on. Now I got the same time from the same vendor as the string of dolphins. One of my string of pearls. This one is actually hanging in there for now, and I sprayed it with just a bit of like the soapy water because I noticed there was some kind of pest type of thing on there because there was a sticky residue on the beads of this string of pearls, right? Or Senecio, I think that's been reclassified, but let's call it Senecio rollianus, right? Either way, good thing I divided this one, and I have it up there on my wall planter. But yeah, I don't know. The same thing kind of happened with this one as the string of dolphins. It just fizzled out, and I think it's because of my poor watering, inconsistent watering, and it just got shocked from when I went to go water when it was almost bone dry. So yeah, like I said, succulents don't like it still. Almost no plant likes it when its soil has gone almost completely bone dry and then you water it a bunch all at once, because it will cause root rot or it will cause a shock of some sort. And then this, I think, was the mother plant was very glorious at one point in time. I had this lovely variegated jade plant, and it had like 3 or 4 big stems that were turning woody and looking really nice and lots of new growth. And then I divided it or something like that. Or I didn't divide it. I didn't repot it for a long time. It was doing well, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you turn your eye and it's just fizzling out. It's just like, that's the way I can describe it. Just one day it looks fine, looks plump as usual, and the next day you think, oh, okay, you're a bit wrinkly, you're a bit shriveled, you need some water. But then once you water it, it doesn't bounce back. But at one point in time, I decided to take a cutting off of the mother plant, and I planted it in here, right? So this is my last little survivor of my lovely variegated jade. And honestly, variegated jade is not even that common to come by, so I'm really sad about it. I lost my huge variegated jade. But same thing happened. I might have shocked it with inconsistent watering. I probably needed to change out the soil because the soil medium wasn't great. It was, yeah, whatever I had on hand at the time. And I just also want to point out the difference between variegated plant growth and then the non-variegated plant growth, because this is a regular jade plant. Not exactly sure what the species of variety is. Ooh, that's some mealybugs right there. I need to fix that. But these cuttings were all the same size when I planted it into this really random, kind of cool sand pattern thing that I made a while back. And the pot itself is a 2-inch pot, like it's really small. But like you can see the jade, the regular non-variegated jade, is growing like bonkers, while as this guy is just struggling to put out new growth because of its variegation. Actually, it's not because there's anything wrong with it per se. It's just that variegated plants just grow so much slower because of the lack of chlorophyll in its leaves. So that's another one that I lost over the years, and I've lost quite a few different plants, mainly because pests kind of went out of control and I had to throw it away or else it would infest all my other plants. I had a ponytail palm that was really infested with mealybugs, so I had to throw it away. I had but a banana tree. See, bananas actually just are finicky as a houseplant because their growth cycle is annoying. They kind of go dormant in a sense, so they start fizzling out come wintertime, and it looks like crap. You lose more leaves than it grows more leaves. And then come summer, it would probably bounce back, but probably by that time you have thrown it away already. So yeah, I threw that plant away. What else have I lost over the years? But yeah, so you get my point. There's always some wins and loses when it comes to growing plants, especially if you're not familiar with a plant or genus of a plant. So you have to get used to that. And yeah, those are just some of the plants I've lost, and ironically they have all been succulents, at least in this video, to show for. I have lost quite a few African violets over the years, but mind you, one time I've grown an African violet almost in a fully enclosed glass vase. So it actually was doing great for a good while, but then it kind of got too big for its container, right? And then obviously it was a bit of a struggle to get it out, and then once it was out of its relatively more high humidity environment, like in open air, it did not like that transition at all. So then I just grew this one African violet, and this guy has been a survivor. It has endured a really bad infestation of what I believe to have been thrips, especially when it's in full bloom. The thrips come for it like no tomorrow, because probably it's producing more nectar or something like that, or there's a higher sugar content in its leaves or something. But the thrips come like no tomorrow, and then I just sprayed down aggressively with a very mild just soap and water, like dish detergent, natural dish detergent and water, and then it just dies off. Spray the residual off, and then it's fine. And then yeah, and then recently got another round of a little minute thrip infestation, but I caught it sooner, so it was fine and now it looks great. So yeah, this guy has been my longest surviving African violet to date. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And no, these flowers are actually very much more purple than some of the other blooms that it has produced. It's actually a white and purple flower African violet. And yeah, I love it. I've also mastered which spot to put this African violet. African violets actually don't really want direct, really bright sunlight. It's about 3 to 4 meters away from a southwest facing window, and I don't think it barely gets any direct sunlight at all, and it probably would be perfectly happy without any direct sunlight. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. I hope you enjoyed watching my failures. No, I'm just joking, but I also hope you learned something, because it's always great to, yeah, like I said, just take notes, if anything, mental notes of, you know, plants that you didn't do so well with, and either try again, or if you know it really won't work in your environment, in your home, run for the hills, because don't waste no more money, right? Okay, so that's about it. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like, and check my Instagram out at Amanda_Sanseverio. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.